Hi there, it's Miss Nina, and it's time for a book. Before I show you our book today, I want to tell you that today is a very special day in my family. Today is my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad! And my dad really likes animals. And right now, he's in Michigan. It's very, very cold and there's lots of snow. So the only animals that are out are birds and squirrels. My dad likes watching the birds and squirrels, and he gives them food and walks outside and looks at them and takes pictures. So today I have for us a book that I'm dedicating to my dad about squirrels. Do you see the squirrels in the trees? They climb up and they eat the nuts. Our book is about squirrels, and it's called Those Darn Squirrels. Are you ready? This is our book. Those Darn Squirrels. This book is by Adam Rubin and illustrated by Daniel Salimeri. All right, here we go. Those darn squirrels. Ooh, look at all the pretty pictures of birds. On the outskirts of town, at the edge of the forest, there was a little old house. The only thing older than the little old house was the man who lived in it. Old Man Fuquire. Here's the village. Way out here is this little old house. Old Man Fuquire was so old that when he sneezed, dust came out. Achoo! He hated pie. Blech. He hated puppies. Go away. The only thing he liked was birds. All summer long, the old man painted pictures of the birds that visited his backyard. There were whirly birds and bonga birds and baba birds and yaba birds. Even a rare flugel bird came by once or twice. Fuquire's paintings weren't very good, but the birds never said anything. When the air turned crisp and the leaves began to change color, the old man grew sad. He knew that the birds would soon fly south for the winter, as they did every year, and he would be lonely. Then he had an idea. If he fed the birds, maybe they would stick around. So Old Man Fuquire built beautiful bird feeders to put them up all around his backyard. He filled the feeders with delicious seeds and berries, and soon birds came from all over the forest just to eat from the old man's yard. You see, they're all eating? Look at all those different bird houses. But the birds weren't the only ones who liked bird feeders. The squirrels did too. Not many people know this, but squirrels are the cleverest of all woodland creatures. In fact, they're fuzzy little geniuses. They can make a house out of a tree, a bed out of a bunch of leaves, and a box kite out of twigs, dirt, and a squirrel spit. They're also excellent at math. Yeah, high five. Winter was fast approaching, and the squirrels needed to gather as much food as they could to get ready. So they decided to take some bird food. Look at those squirrels taking all the food out of the bird feeders. Right into his mouth. The birds were not happy. Neither was Old Man Fuquire. When he discovered what had happened, he shook his old man fist and yelled, "Those darn squirrels!" He filled up the feeders again, but this time he hung them from a clothesline, and he went back inside, confident that the squirrels would no longer be able to get the seeds and berries. But the squirrels were determined. They devised a plan, and this time they took all the food from the bird feeders. The birds were furious. Yelled a bunga bird. "Those darn squirrels!" yelled Old Man Fuquire. "Yum!" said the squirrels. They have really full bellies. Now it was Old Man Fuquire's turn to devise a plan. He went to the general store to get supplies. He bought lasers and clamps. He bought wires and springs. He bought all sorts of tools and built a veritable fortress around his bird feeders. And then he refilled them very carefully. Look at that. Look at all those traps. "Na, na, 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 na," snorted the flugelbird. The squirrels stayed up all night working out their strategy. They drank cherry cola and ate salt and vinegar chips to help them stay awake. Finally, they had it. The perfect plan. They put on their tiny helmets and prepared to launch themselves into the air, over the fence, between the lasers, and onto the bird feeders. What do you think? Is it going to work? Wah! Over the trees, through the lasers, onto the bird feeders. He's got his helmet. He's got his helmet. Is it going to work? What do you think? The first squirrel misfired and hit a tree. The second squirrel went too high and landed in a bucket. Donk. The third squirrel sailed clear over the house. Where's he going? The birds laughed and laughed. Those squirrels! They each had one delicious last mouthful of seeds and berries from the old man's feeders, and then they flew south for the winter, just as they did every year. Said the flugelbird. After the birds left, Old Man Fuquire was lonely, just as he was every year. He fixed himself some cottage cheese and pepper, his favorite snack, but he was still lonely. When he looked out the window, the squirrels could tell he wasn't happy. "Go away!" shouted the old man. "I don't like you squirrels!" The squirrels held a meeting deep inside a large tree. They decided to give the old man a present to make up for taking the seeds and berries. Now, not many people know this, but squirrels are not only fuzzy little geniuses, they also collect just about anything they find on the ground. The squirrels had a vast stockpile of spectacular junk to choose from. But what would Fuquire like? Bottle caps? Popsicle sticks? Postage stamps? Finally, they had it. The perfect gift. What do you think they're going to give him? There's pencil, car, toothbrush, coins, feather, nail clippers, a ring. What do you think? The squirrels stacked all of their loose change on Old Man Fuquire's doorstep. There were dimes and pennies. There were nickels and quarters. There were even a few tokens from Coco's arcade. It all added up to $47.36, plus a few rounds of skee-ball. "Maybe you squirrels aren't so bad," Fuquire said when he saw the coins. "But I still like birds better." This gave the squirrels another idea. They raided their junk collection again and got to work. Aha! What do you think they're going to do? When Old Man Fuquire woke up the next morning, he was amazed to see that the birds had returned. But wait! Those weren't birds! They were squirrels in disguise. "Great googly moogly," said Old Man Fuquire. "This will make quite a painting." He ran outside and took down the lasers and wires and spring-loaded trapeze. He turned all the bird feeders into squirrel feeders. Then he painted till his brush ran out of bristles. Look at the squirrels. They look like birds. They're flying. They have wings. This one has a beak. And a beak. The squirrels were so overjoyed, they had a party in Old Man Fuquire's house. "Those darn squirrels," said Fuquire, and shook his old man fist and smiled. Wahoo! Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. The end. What did you think of the book? Did you like it? I think it's really funny. And I think about my dad when I read this book, because my dad really likes birds and squirrels, and today is his birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my dad. Happy birthday to you. All right. Maybe there's certain books that you read that make you think of different people. Maybe you have a book you read about dogs and you can think about somebody that likes dogs or that has a dog. Sometimes the books that we read help us to think about people that we love and care for. That's all for our story time with Miss Nina. I hope you had fun, and I will see you next time.